Ideas Ki Pathshala. It comprises of 100 different tools like Animate, Inanimate, Focus Dissect, X360, Creative Connections, Maze, and many others which have been categorized into subjects which people understand. Like Canvas is connected with artful thinking, you have Sci-Fi which is connected with inventive thinking, you have Creative Eye which is to do with thinking through the environment. And each of these products, at the end of it, makes the child go through the process of creation, makes him understand the importance of insight generation, how problems can be converted into opportunities, and how various opportunities can be addressed by coming up with fresher ideas, and how these ideas finally can be actually exhibited and presented in a very convincing way. What do we use? We use different formats, right from videos to probably visuals to narrations to all kinds of storyboards, and it's something which changes every 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So it is not about just sitting in a class and all the students are, straight-jacketed and there's some theory lecture going. No, the creative anchor is jumping here and there along with the children, involved with fiddle with riddle, involved with widow-de-doo, involved with characters like Figo, Golo, Foco Loco and what not. But at the end of it, these children, they create and get their wealth of imagination out of it.
When we landed at Boston, we realized that we needed something to pray. During the flight, everybody was wanting to pray because the flight was really turbulent. And that's when they came up with an app called Prayer Planet, where if you have an iPad or an iPhone, you can choose Hindu, Muslims, blah blah blah, and that thing appears. Whatever your idol appears, and some chanting happens, and this, and you just have to go on. Hey, that was brilliant. And they said, hey, that was.
I got this opportunity for the mentoring session through National Entrepreneurship Network. I had a lot of questions in my mind because I was at a phase where time and again it was as if that whatever I was doing was not cutting across the other person, or probably it made sense to a particular category of people. Explaining the process, explaining what I am doing was a big challenge. Skepticism, all kinds of questions which are running through the mind, and suddenly I find, after a 15 seconds of conversation with Kaustubh, and he was completely in the same page as mine. He understood everything that I was talking about, and I was completely amazed that finally there was somebody who was able to, connect with my thought process and the canvas which I had in my mind, and be able to direct me and give shape to what actually I must do next, or how should I present the whole gamut of thoughts which are running through my mind.
When Savita came to me in the beginning, she had this idea about inculcating an innovation, creativity kind of a culture right from kindergarten, school, etc., which normally happens at a much later stage in our education system. The concept of inculcating creativity and innovation appealed to me immediately. But somehow, from whatever she was talking, I felt that it was too much of herself dependent. I mean, it was person dependent, where she could deliver the sessions herself. That's where those sessions could be held. The question was how to now scale it up. Secondly, she was trying to sell it to schools as a part of their curriculum, which I thought is a very difficult thing to do, for schools to change their curriculum midway just to accommodate some new inputs. Plus, when you have to go to schools, it is usually not the principal of the school or the head of the school who makes these kinds of decisions. It is the board of trustees who make these kinds of decisions. And getting through to them and convincing them would have been quite a task. So then the focus shifted to making that whole concept scalable, in the sense that it should be delivered even without Savita's presence. That was what we tried to work on right in the beginning. So the obvious thing that came to our mind was the use of technology to do it. So I just suggested that she shoot her sessions and then let's see what happens. Out of those videos, let's work out what we can do with those videos, which could be later used for uploading on some website or even giving it out to some educational powerhouses like Educomp or ILNFS and things like that. So that's how it kind of started morphing, the whole concept started morphing.
You had mentioned about shooting the sessions, because now whatever tools and processes that we were doing, it had to be demonstrated so that people know what is the input that you're giving and what is the output that is coming out of the students. So under the suggestion, we actually, because it was a big investment in terms of hiring a professional photographer and a video guy and the editing studio, all those things would be involved in the process. So we actually sat with the students. The students created the whole script in a natural environment, and then we went ahead and we shot it, and we shot around 20 clips. So 20 of our tools were actually captured through that. There I got a mail from Cherie Blair Foundation for Women Entrepreneurs saying that I was selected as one of their 8 women entrepreneurs. I was meeting all people probably with same insanity and same kind of fire in the belly to do something new. And a set of people who were there to fine-tune those insane thoughts and give them some shape by the power of numbers, because imagination has to be backed by numbers to make it sense in the marketplace.
Yeah, I attended the series organized by conducted by Professor John Mullins of LBS under the auspices of the Cherie Blair Foundation for Women Entrepreneurs Foundation. The programs conducted by John I found really useful as a faculty who is trying to teach entrepreneurship and making students aware of the nuances of entrepreneurship. I found John's structured approach to the whole thing very useful, and I have replicated it many a times over in various courses that I conduct at the institute. So in the short, I found those programs really useful, and the materials which John let us take away have been useful, and even now they prove to be useful.
And business is something which genetically doesn't come to us, and for that matter, even I initially did not think it as business. For me it was more like a mission, that as a person who felt that little bit of creativity, whatever I felt that it was there in everybody and it should sort of flourish. I would say entrepreneurship is just not about only facts. There's a lot of mental makeup and mental orientation which needs to be done, which many times we discount and we feel that it's a journey where it's talking about numbers and talking about XYZ. But in the process of mentoring, the biggest thing which has probably made me sit here and just share certain things is because in the process of mentoring there's a lot of emotional kind of orientation which gets done, which one cannot discount. Really thankful to NEN and Cherie Blair Foundation for Women Entrepreneurs for actually providing this kind of a platform which is meant for, I would say, the first generation entrepreneurs who have absolutely no clue of how this journey is and the intricacies which are involved. And they have a well-defined, well-structured program that actually makes you feel that you are part of a bigger community and you are in link with people in the industry and matching your needs with people who have already probably walked the path. Okay, so such kind of people make you feel that no, you are doing absolutely right, you are not insane and you are not following an idea just out of pure madness, but out of something which you truly believe in.